But first, former Telstra boss Sol Trujillo has accused Australia of being racist. The claims come in the wake of racial vilification charges against a Perth man for a video he posted on YouTube. Now, the former imperial wizard of the Ku Klux Klan is urging West Australians to be vigilant in stamping out racism.
It's not just a problem overseas or on the East Coast.
You killed 1,500 people. Don't touch my camera. Touch my camera again. Touch my... You film me. You touch my camera again, I will shove your camera up your...
I think Australians need to take a stand against this vile Nazism that's spreading throughout Australia.
Because there's no way you can come to me and tell me that Jewish people are all racist.
You are a racist, homicidal maniac.
You only have to ask former Ku Klux Klan imperial wizard John Lee Clary.
Here in Australia, children have showed me applications to join the KKK or other white supremacist groups.
We've had enough of you, and those bells toll for you. Your days are numbered.
This video posted on YouTube sent a cold shock through the Jewish community. Dr. Keith Shilkin represents WA's Jewish Community Council.
So, Dr. Shilkin, what's your reaction to the video?
The thing that was most disgusting, it was just blatant anti-Semitic diatribe of the worst possible sort.
You belong to a racist, homicidal organisation.
And that is appalling.
Brendan O'Connell is holding the camera. He taunts this young Jewish man in South Perth, following him down the street.
You have a religion of racism, homicide and ethnic cleansing.
He then records a rant in front of Perth's bell tower, condemning Jews for their treatment of the Palestinians, labelling them vampires and calling for them to be wiped out. Member for Perth John Hyde reported the video to police and complained to YouTube.
The really dangerous development that we're seeing in these videos is that we've moved on from the old days of spray painting bus stops or fences.
It's now up to the court to decide if O'Connell's video incited racial animosity or harassment.
Were you violent? Did you ever...
Well, of course, when I was younger in the Ku Klux Klan, I did a lot of hooligan things that I'm not proud of. You know, I did a lot of fighting, and I was kind of the leading contender for the championship of honky-tonk bars. You know, and so there was a lot of barroom brawling going on, and threats and intimidation, burning crosses on people's lawns, things like that. I participated in things like that, and I'm not proud of it at all. However, I never killed anybody.
John went from being a small-town boy from Oklahoma to the national leader of the KKK in the 80s. He says he was the perfect target for the Klan's recruiters.
I had a very tragic childhood. My father committed suicide when I was 11. My mother was an alcoholic and didn't want her kids. And this is why kids join gangs today. They're looking for encouragement. A kid will join a gang right here in Australia or America or New Zealand or wherever because they want to feel accepted, they want to feel important. And if they can't find that love and acceptance at home from their parents, then they're going to look for it and get it anywhere they can.
John himself became the Klan's best recruiter.
I wasn't one of these people that got on television with a cowboy hat and some tobacco and a can of beer and a shotgun. Hey, white people, let's go hang a black man tonight. You know, that wouldn't have got nobody to join. But I would show up with a suit and tie on. I would try to sound halfway intelligent, and I would say, look, we're nothing more than a white civil rights activist group.
But even John didn't believe his own spiel in the end. He dumped the white hood, taking his message of racial harmony to just about every talk show in America.
So it is up to people like us who are older to put the right values if we want to leave this world in a better place than what we found it.
John is now a regular visitor to Australia, speaking to young churchgoers and school kids about the danger of hate. He says the neo-Nazis' strongest weapon is the internet.
People go in the privacy of their own home, they could download all the information they want and say, hey, this is great. And so you end up joining it.
O'Connell's YouTube video illustrates the point. These were some of the responses posted online.
Hitler was right. Great work, Brendan.
I see this on YouTube and I'm thinking, when are we going to learn from the mistakes of the past? I mean, George Santayana once said, those who forget the past are condemned to repeat it. And Edmund Burke said, evil prevails when good people do nothing.
So what's your message for people?
What people need to understand is racism is a cancer on the human race. Left untreated, it will spread and become malignant until it destroys the human race. We need to cut it out at the early stages.
Now, despite the very public nature of O'Connell's conduct, whether it's a breach of the current legislation is a legal issue which will be determined entirely by the magistrate. Obviously, it'll be of considerable public interest as it's only the second charge under that legislation.